Hello everybody, my name is Gabby and this is the guide. This video was supposed to be a video geared towards college freshmen who are going into their first year, but because of the recent events, I found myself making a very different type of video. Um, Very early this morning, I sleep very odd hours, and I usually tend to get up at like 2 or 3 in the morning and kind of surf through social media and end up falling back asleep. But I did my usual song and dance, got up at around 3, and I was going through my Twitter feed, and Alton Sterling popped up on my feed, and if not every tweet, every other tweet was about Alton Sterling. And along with some of those tweets, the video of his murder was circulating. And very quickly, I knew what this was about and what it would become. And I quickly put my phone away and I forced myself to go back to sleep because I didn't want to deal with the ramifications or what would be today. And sure enough, my body woke me up at 8 a.m. and I began to look through social media. And what I knew would happen was, in fact, happening. The video of this man being murdered is circulating. Statuses and posts and pictures, and I even participated in sharing some of the thoughts that people have been having and the statuses and things. And in situations like these, there are very few times that I know how to articulate how I feel, and I felt compelled to say something about this specific incident because it is an incident that keeps occurring. It is occurring more and more in the last few years than in my 23 years of life, which is not a long time, but more than I've seen. And I had to say something about it, say my piece, and I had to say something because this is exhausting. It is exhausting to go through the song and dance of the hashtag and social media blowing up about it, and people trying to make the case for the police officers and make the case for everything else, and the ignorance and the hatred and the going back and forth, and it's just exhausting. It is really tiring. And I don't have a lot to say, but I do have two specific things that I feel like need to be said. Number one, I do not hate white people. I do not hate all white people. And a majority of black people do not hate white people. We do not think that all of you are bad people. We do not want to come off or create this facade that we are whatever it is that so many white people are believing black people to think or feel or be. And we know that not all of you are bad people. We know that not all of you have racist intentions or are bigots or are intentionally trying to down or degrade or dehumanize Black people. We get that. It is so entrenched in our society that sometimes you all just don't get it. But when someone tries to explain to you what the problem is and why we are hurt and why we are exhausted, as I said in the beginning of the video, I beg you to listen, to open up your ears, to open up your heart, to put away this idea of, oh, they're personally attacking me, or they think I'm a bad person, or they're trying to say I'm a racist. Put down your defense mechanism and open up your ears and listen to what it is that these people have to say. Because fortunately, because of your privilege, because of what you look like, because of who you've come from, you do not have to deal with a lot of the things that myself or my parents or my siblings or my friends or other people in my family will and have had to deal with. So first I ask you to listen. Next, I ask you, once you have listened to these people speak, once you have opened up your ears and really taken the time to let it sink in and let it become real to you, I ask you to speak up. I know there are some people who would debate with me and say, you know, white people will never know the struggle. They can't speak up for us. They can't talk about our injustices. That is true. They cannot, because they will never be in that position. However, I do believe that white people need to be an ally, that they do need to speak up, that they do need to speak out, because the unfortunate truth is many of those people who do have issues or don't get it or don't understand won't understand until someone that looks like them points it out to them, until someone that looks like them sits them down and says, hey, that's not okay. They're humans too. They're people too. Don't talk about them like that, or don't think like that. It's mind-boggling to me. You have to speak up. So if you see something at your dinner table, if you see something with your friends, if you hear something, speak up. Because the people who are not like you, who do believe that that Black people are less than, who do believe in bigotry and racism, who do carry those beliefs, they're going to speak up and say what they need to say. So why can't you, as an ally, speak up? I was watching a video earlier today and a woman was basically saying, your silence is killing us. Your silence is killing us. If you know that it's not right in your heart of hearts, if you know that there is something wrong with it, if you want to say something, then say something. Because I don't know how many times Black people can say it. I don't know how many times people of minority descent can say it. We're people. I watched the video of Cameron Alton's son today, and he was in tears, and he was yelling, I want my dad, I want my dad. And I sat this morning in my bed and I cried with him, because although I still have my father, I understand the pain and the fear that not only could it have been him just as easily, but it could have been my father or my godfather or the men that I call my brothers or my boyfriend or my mother. It is no respecter of persons. We are people. The next thing that I want to quickly touch on is mental health. Back in the 60s and 70s, we didn't have the technologies that we have now, which is social media. And social media has allowed a lot of young people to be able to see firsthand, live, what is being done to us in this day and age. It has brought history in a lot of ways full circle for those of us who remember learning about the civil rights movement and what was done to us years ago. But it seems to be resurfacing and happening again. But we are able to actually see it in our faces live more than once. And with that being said, I want to urge young people to be careful and to take care of yourselves. There was an article that I read a day or two ago. It was from Ebony magazine, and there's actual data that is suggesting that Black youth are now experiencing higher suicide rates than that of their European counterparts. And not to say that, situations like Alton Sterling are contributing to that necessarily, but I do think that social media, and I do think that issues like these and all those things are contributing to it. You are constantly seeing, replaying the discarding of Black bodies, discarding of yourself. And like I said, I feel it's very, very important that we decompress and that we turn it off, and that we are able to step away for a second and make sure that we are okay. Because seeing that over and over and over again, and having to defend what you believe and defend what you've seen and what you've been through and what you know to be true on social media time and time and time again, and everything else that comes along with incidents like these, it takes a toll. It really, really starts to eat away at you. Take it from someone who definitely knows. I've had a many of sleepless nights and having to bring myself back down, and you need a break from it. So I urge you to take a break. Find something productive to do, a productive book to read or something, because if you are constantly zoning into that, it can just take you out. I also urge Black youth to educate yourselves. Things have their way of looking like they're getting better, and then moments like these remind us of how much we still have left to do. So I ask that you educate yourselves. Go get a book, read. I'm definitely going to be doing that as my summer comes to a close. Really start reading up on things and educating yourself about the country and the system and what you can do. What are your rights? Who are you? I think that's going to be extremely, extremely helpful. And don't stop being yourselves, and don't stop loving those around you, and don't let incidents like these stop you from living out your dreams and creating families and being who you are supposed to be. I think for me, I was very blessed to have parents that kind of sheltered me and kept me from certain things. And as I've gotten older, especially being at a PWI, my undergrad, Bradley University, and now being here at Illinois State, there's a lot of things that I'm noticing and that I'm seeing that I've never noticed or seen before. There's a lot of things that people tell you, but it's different when you actually experience it. And it makes me want to kind of cocoon into myself sometimes and stay in my room. And sometimes I question if I want to be a mom, if I want to have kids, if I want to bring them into this when it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. And I have to remind myself that you cannot let bigotry and you cannot let people like that stop you from living your life. So I beg of you, if you are a young Black youth who looks like me, keep living your life. Keep being the person that God intended for you to be. And keep showing people that we are strong and that we are smart and that we are beautiful and we deserve every right that they have, that we deserve to be a human, that we deserve to have dreams and feelings and goals, and we deserve to have security and safety just like they do.